High Court testifying on his examination. He has told the court that the gun used to kill the football star was pressed against his chest by the gunman. Momelodi was in court.
Dr. Johannes Steenekamp has told the Pretoria High Court that most of Senzomeyiwa's bleeding happened internally and that the blood that exited his body through the wound could not have squirted out. That led to the lawyer for accused number 4, Advocate Zithulele Nxumalo, asking Steenekamp if there would not have been droplets of blood when Meyiwa was carried from the living room to the car that took him to the hospital.
There would have been dripping of wounds. I mean, this is an open wound, like a normal skin wound.
Steenekamp has completed his testimony and the matter has been rolled over to tomorrow, where a ballistic expert will give evidence. Momelodi, Eyewitness News, Pretoria.
And President Cyril Ramaphosa has urged Zimbabwe's opposition leader Nelson Chamisa to follow proper channels when challenging the recent election results. The Zimbabwe Electoral Commission declared ZANU-PF leader Emmerson Mnangagwa the winner of the presidential election at the weekend. Speaking of this on the sidelines of the presidential Indaba in Soweto today, Ramaphosa says until the results are overturned, the South African government recognizes Mnangagwa as Zimbabwe's democratically elected president.
Zimbabwe has made a declaration, and it is on that basis that we have issued our congratulatory message. So the rest of other things still need to be processed, no doubt, and everybody, including the government of Zimbabwe, accepts that. So let's wait until everything is well processed.
A fine day in store for Gauteng tomorrow. Joburg dropping to an overnight low of 4 degrees, peaking at 23. Pretoria 6 and 24. Vereeniging 4 also reaching a high of 24. Lerato Hufela, Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News on 947. For more, click ewn.co.za.
#MSW. You may begin to feel anxious or excited.
Honest, deliberate, engaging, uncensored.
High dosage administration can cause adverse reactions.
And most importantly, independent in mind and execution.
This is a normal response. Are you ready?
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
As a supporters with Kaizer Chiefs, akumelanga sijabulele le victory. Yes, slowly but surely it's a work in progress, but nje angicabangi ukuthi kwamele lena ingene kakhulu enhloko zethu because
we are Real Madrid. Yeah, PSL is not in our level. We need Manchester City, Arsenal, Real Madrid, Inter Milan. PSL is not on our level. Do you understand?
3 goals, 3 points.
Yeah.
So what I can say, the Bible in the book of John, it says, for God so loved the world that he gave us his 3 sons.
Saying too early to celebrate yet if you're a Kaizer Chiefs fan. But is that true? You take little bites of victory, positive signs as they call them, as much as you can.
Hi, good evening, Mr. Marawa. My Monday reaction is regarding the issue of Thembazwane at Mamelodi Sundowns. If Thembazwane is no longer in the coach's plans, then I would like to advocate the top hierarchy of Mamelodi Sundowns to loan him out, because the issue is frustrating. Thembazwane is not just an ordinary player, he's a national asset.
I really need to start off by saying something about that All Blacks and Springboks game. Wow. My goodness, massive performance by the Boks. I mean, we dominated those guys from the first whistle up until the last whistle. Something which hasn't happened in many years.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live.
#MSW.
It's almost every time, we have these trophy parades that are moving around the country. Sometimes just moving around the city. It depends which city you are in and around the country, the continent, or the world. And that is why today, I sit right here, right in front of a trophy. Well adorned. I mean, it's dominated by border. I'm thinking I'm in the border already, and border. Everything is just border. Hey. The good thing is that I've also got a couple of former border players that are here in studio, although they didn't win it this time around. It's a beautiful trophy. The Women's Premier, as it says. I don't know if they've encrypted the weekend's winners yet. I'll have a look. There are plenty of badges, I can tell you that much. You know what? It's Women's Month coming to an end, and that's the sad part. But I always counter that and say, you know what? We haven't had a Women's Month. We've had a Women's Year. basically. Women have been in the forefront of so many things, and they've been dominating, they've been winning, and it's all good to see when victory comes through. And I suppose the women keep showing the men that they can do whatever it is that they try and do. And it's remarkable display, though, of rugby dominance when you talk about the Bulls Daisies concluding the 2023 season in style. I mean, they secure the well-deserved victory in the SA Rugby Women's Premier Division final this past weekend. And if you wanted Loftus, I got no idea what you were missing out on, because we enjoyed some of the best rugby I've seen. I think the crowd that went through there also equally enjoyed the best rugby that they have seen. And I was very impressed. I mean, it was a beautiful day. Yeah, nippy, chilly here and there. But you know what? The action was very hot on that field. It was literally the final match held at the Loftus Versfeld B field in Pretoria. The Daisies winning against the Western Province team. 69-8 was the final score. Very convincing. I can tell you they've been clocking counted about 3 games where they were in the triple figures this past season. We'll get to the nitty-gritty of it all, man. And with this triumph, the Bulls Daisies selling a record-breaking 14th consecutive victory of the season, claiming the prestigious Women's Premier Division trophy for the very, very first time since 2006. Exceptional performance showcased the wisdom of the Blue Bulls Rugby Union's decision to invest. As we always been crying out, we say professionalize, the first union that said, we will professionalize, and they're showing people flames right now. I think it's only an honor and a privilege. And usually on this show, we don't just welcome people because we think they're great. All I know is that when they become champions, we have to celebrate them the way champions do. Oh man, they can sing. They can sing. They can sing. I heard them sing in that change room, man, on Saturday. Gosiam. Coach Mandisa Williams is first up. Congratulations, firstly. And I think a long journey for you, but deserved of this beautiful trophy. How's the feeling today? It's a Tuesday. You've allowed it to sink in, I'm sure.
Yo. Because I know you as Madloboto.
And still am, don't worry.
Thank you very much for having us. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's a first, and we are super proud to be here and proud champions. The Daisies have done it. Yeah. So it has been a tough journey as a coach, as a first-time coach myself. Yeah. Coming from the Eastern Cape and, taking up honors and relocating to Pretoria has been super tough for me. But in the first 3 months, I found joy. I found happiness. I told myself I can, as always, before even playing the game itself. So as a coach at this time, I look back and I'm thinking, what a journey, what a year. Yeah. I'm proud to be a Daisy. It's come this far. Who would believe it? It only had to be a Daisy. It only had to be a Daisy. And thanks to the Blue Bulls company for entrusting us with the journey. And, it's true when they say put your mouth where your money is.
And it's talking because we talk about the professionalization of the game. We'll get to the nitty-gritty of all of that. But I'm just surprised that I've got you, Mandisa Williams, sitting in front of me as a coach. It threw me back to a quote you once said many, many moons ago, never in a million years will I become a coach. You remember that?
I remember, as in yesterday.
And you even said, even if $1 million were to be thrown into your face, you would never do this. But here you are, here we see you. Why the change of heart and mind? I suppose a bit of soul.
I only took up coaching because I thought, I'd be the first person to make a difference.
Yeah.
I know the sport. I've traveled the world. And if it came to bringing Mandisa to Pretoria and making a difference and, you know, showing light to the girls, I just grab it by my heart. So it has been, you know, a journey, but one great journey. Thank you to Thando Manana for believing in me, because the first 3 months, as I said before, it has been hell. But now I look back and I'm like, what? How many weeks? They say 32 weeks. I'm like, okay, we've been in camp for 32 weeks. It's like yesterday. And thanks God. I appreciate every moment, and, you know, the girls, you know, taking up the journey has been one of the greatest. And thank you to the girls for grabbing the opportunity by both hands.
And grab them they did. I mean, your job made much easier by a well-traveled captain as well. But we'll talk about your people that haven't been following, you know, women's rugby won't know what you did in the box and the World Cups you've represented. So we'll touch on that, because sometimes we overlook that success, and it is wrong. Lusanda in the house. You know, I look at the captain's role. I look at what you have done, just in rugby as a whole. But for you to sit here, I know this is not the first time, but the first time as a Daisy, right? That you get to grab this. What's the feeling now in 2023, and given the journey and the move you've had to make?
I think this year was very special, firstly, simply because, there was a lot that was given to us, something that we never thought it would happen. And we had to give our hearts out in the field now, just to appreciate the work that is being done by the Bulls company, of course, behind the scenes. So this year was very special.
Yeah.
It was very special. It still is. Just looking forward to the next years.
No, let's not go there. I think let's celebrate all there is. Yeah. We can't jump. You know, yes. I'm using a Pep Guardiola stance. You know, when he was crowned the UEFA Champions League champion, the last one, and they were busy asking him on the field, okay, so you've won the treble, so what to next season? What to do next season? What are you going to be doing? He's
we'll see.
We'll see next season. Allow us. We haven't even celebrated yet, you know. So allow it to sink in. And I think that's what Coach would probably agree with me about, is that allow it to sink in, because, like you say, if the journey was difficult, you guys made it look professional, because 14 games unbeaten. So a clean slate the entire season. How difficult was it to maintain, knowing how superior you guys were to a lot of the other teams?
It was very difficult, to be honest. But at the same time, we told ourselves to focus on ourselves, because we felt like there was so much noise that was being made outside now. Yeah. Because people were having expectations because of the efforts that were done because of us. But we told ourselves to focus on ourselves first, and then the rest will follow, which is now performing and winning. And okay, unfortunately, we couldn't control the scores that we got.
Chase. Putting on the heat, aren't you? All right, a lot of people are watching us on YouTube, so you can go to the YouTube channel. It is live right now, so listen, comment. The ladies are here in studio. Thando Manana is somewhere. I saw him eating a full chicken just now, so he'll come and join us later on in the studio to talk about all of it. So there's no regret, though, from your side, because, I mean, you're an athlete. You're somebody heavily involved in athletics, heavily involved in netball, and then there was rugby, that direction, off-ramp. So clearly you haven't regretted a single move.
Not a single move.
Yeah.
Everything that happened was meant to happen.
Yeah. Right. And as a leader, as an inspiration, you even hang out with the Slay Queen.
No.
wait. Who are we talking about now?
And who's the Slay one?
Well, I remember I was there over the weekend. I watched you guys very closely. I was there to pick up on a few things, on a few secrets. I wasn't just going to roll into an interview without knowing certain things. So I know the nicknames. So I can't be saying, hi, Natinje.
Okay.
Am I right, Madam Gol?
Well, I'm a diva. I can't deny that because I love fashion and I love makeup. I can't say only because I play rugby, I can't look pretty. So please.
So who started that nickname?
It started in Pretoria actually.
Yeah.
Because I love fashion and still I love rugby. So that's why it all escalated to this point right now. Because I can't choose between those two. If ever you are a natty, you have to be a natty that plays rugby and likes fashion and makeup and everything. So yeah.
Do you think there's a perception that as ladies who play rugby, there should be a certain look, which is not what you portray? Do you think that the public has that image that you must look and just...
You must be yourself, hey?
Yeah.
You must be yourself. I'm myself. I love to look pretty and I love to play rugby.
Wow.
Coach, please add on. Don't be shy. I mean,
I like rugby and I like to look pretty.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you've been walking out of the field without a bruise, without a scar. You've been walking out looking pretty all the time.
Nah, I have bruises like even here, like literally just
you've
here.
covered
I
as
have
well.
a bruise. I had a blue eye last year though, but I managed that. I'm okay.
Makeup on.
Makeup.
I'm good.
You guys
on.
came prepared for this HD life here in the studio. I can see that, right? Hey, nothing wrong with that. But also, just on a serious note, being a stand-in captain from time to time, what does that say about your leadership? What does that say about you having to come into a leadership role amongst the leaders with coach and obviously Ulusanda here as the captain? Tell me about that.
First of all, I've learned a lot only because being in a leadership group first, right? I need to you are amongst leaders.
Yeah.
Then I think you have to listen and then you have to learn from Abo Lusanda because they've been captains for a while now. So having to walk kulandlela abayihambayo and just watch Ulusanda while ukwi leadership now, so it you grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so special and I've never thought I would be captain, just for a while.
How do you think, and what do you think you were doing right to land that? Because it's not easy, and not everybody can become a captain. Not everybody is a leader.
Yeah, right. It was difficult, and I was shocked. I don't want to lie. I was shocked when they appointed me as co-captain. I asked myself, oh wow, how did that happen? Because coming from, I don't know how to put it, wait. Okay, let me put it this way.
Yeah.
I never thought I would be captain only because of my personality and I'm a lady, I'm a girly girl than rugby players and everything. So, but the coaches and the management banfake to a leadership group whereby I had to learn. Okay, Anati, right now, what do you want? Funan. It was buze na bona, okay, ufunan. And then I learned a lot from Ulibi, Rumandi, Yonela, Mzala, Abo Lusanda. So me being a leadership group, it meant a lot. And Yandenza Bamandi, Bamandi, okay, Anat, what do you want, basically?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But you learn from the best. I mean, we saw Libby had a fantastic game. Eh?
Yeah.
Madame Janse van Rensburg, she kicked well. But I'll come back from the break. I want to chat more because there's so many stories to be told about individual journeys around this table, individual hardships around this table, decisions to even play rugby in the first place. Why go this route? So hence I say, it's a beautiful conversation. It's one of tragedy at times. It's one of triumph. It's one of sadness. But here we are today, celebrating all of those in unison. Get in touch. Do send us a WhatsApp voice note. Otherwise, do call us directly in studio. We have the ladies who got the champions right up until the top of the hour.
Marawa Sports Worldwide Live.
In 3, 2, 1.
On 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live.
#MSW.
Everyone talks about value. And then there's ABSA Value. We give you room to breathe with up to 57 days interest-free on qualifying credit card purchases. Value-added benefits like up to 30% real cash back, depending on your tier, and not paying a cent for your rewards. It's all this and more.
Join the bank that does more and elevate to amazing value. Apply for an ABSA credit card or package today. Learn more at absa.co.za. ABSA is an authorized FSP and a registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
Get your Lotto Star voucher at any Pick n Pay, QualiSave, Hyper, Clothing, Liquor and Express stores today. Log in to lottostar.co.za and click Deposit. Go to Vouchers and select Lotto Star Voucher. Enter the voucher code. Redeem and start betting on your favorite game. Lotto Star, your world of live games. Lotto Stars, licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18s. National Responsible Gambling Program. 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
Aibo, what was that?
Don't worry, it's just allergies.
Are you sure?
Don't confuse your allergies with a cold or flu. Allergex Non-Drowsy treats allergy symptoms like sneezing, running nose and itching of the nose and throat. Allergex Non-Drowsy, in association with Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors Off Brave. Live, work, play, sleep allergy-free with Allergex Non-Drowsy. Available at pharmacies.
Load shedding is a controlled way to balance the supply and demand of electricity on the power grid and to prevent a blackout. Eskom and government are working hard to solve the energy crisis and improve power generation capacity. If we all switch off and use as little as possible, we could help reduce load shedding stages. Let's work together by switching off to reduce load shedding.
Hit the road in style with Sani, your ultimate car rental companion. Adventure begins with choice, and we offer a selection of high-quality vehicles, motorcycles, workhorse buggies, shuttles, motorhomes, and more at the best daily and monthly rates, with nationwide pickup points at all major airports. Visit Sani, that's SANI.COZA, and enjoy a 30% discount till end October. Sani is the official car rental partner to Prime Media. Go further. Go safer. Go Sani.
People think they know what's cozy. They think firing off tweets under a warm blanket with the heat on full blast is cozy. That's not cozy. That's just being lonely. They think getting dripped out in the latest designer what is cozy. But that's just costly. Cozy, like real cozy, is the John Dory's Cozy Combo. 2 tasty hake fillets and 5 juicy prawns served with chips and rice for the cozy price of only 139 rands. That's John Dory's Cozy. John Dory's, now that's special.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
My reaction Monday is on dismal performance of Team SA at World Athletics Championships in Budapest. Rob, coming back with no medal is quite disappointing, considering that we are a few months away from the Olympics in Paris.
Saskog, hello, how are you? Where are you? You gotta get involved. Guys, we can't keep having all of these resources, all of the so-called big bucks that's coming through, whether it's from the lotteries board or whoever, but then we don't see anything. We don't see a single medal at an event. And Tebogo, you're right. You know, we head towards an Olympic Games, and what are we hoping to get?
Oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
#MSW.
#MSW.
Steady scrum from the Daisies. Yaki Celia. Inside ball to Nati Mali. She cuts open this defense. Oh, back on the outside. Yaki Celia's got the pace to back herself. That is a well-worked team try. Yaki Celia. Ngolo does well to clear the threat. Potgieter. Janse van Rensburg spotted some space again. She knows that it's difficult under the high balls for this dear child. It's a proper side. And Ayanda Malinga. Ayanda Malinga. Right space, right time. Daylight robbery. Ayanda Malinga adds her name to the score sheet today. Slower ball for her. Janse van Rensburg with a kick pass to Ayanda Malinga. Ayanda Malinga gets the ball back. Daylight robbery again. Ayanda Malinga. Right time, right place. Knows where the try line is. Ayanda Malinga. Notleke, back ball to Janse van Rensburg, now looks to get it out wide. Simon Kele Namba steps inside, passes outside. Nati Mali is going to stretch her legs, has only open grass in front of her. Nati Mali for her hat-trick of the day. The Bulls Daisies have done enough. They've done what they needed to do this season. They've worked hard. They've been the team that has changed the face of women's rugby in South Africa, the union-wise. Mrs. Mimi Tau there to hand over the trophy to Lusanda Dumke. She's done it before and she does it again.
She's done it before and she does it again. Hey, yeah.
And she's been doing it forever.
She's been doing it forever. Hey, well, that kind of feeling, I mean, that's your 10th final, 7 titles. Just breaking records, Nje.
Yes, I try.
There's no trying. There's no trying. There's no trying. And I mean, in all honesty, you hear that and it's live. The game is live on SuperSport.
Yes.
It's commentary. It's a full OB that is out there. That must have said something to you because, again, I'll ask Coach this. She never had it like this when she was playing. What is that feeling like, just knowing that recognition, the game being live?
Firstly, it was exciting, of course. But yeah, I wouldn't have done it without Coach Loti that has not reached to that point. Because when I got to airport,
Sure.
and we've been winning until she retired. But yeah, 10th final, 7 times winning. Yeah, it's massive, man. I think it's something that I'll forever write on my memory books.
Yeah.
And yeah, just that.
And I think during the break, Coach was reminding us that no break for you. You go straight into the camp, national team.
Yes, national duties. Preparing for the World 15s, which will be held in Cape Town.
Remind us of who you're playing against.
We'll be playing against Samoa.
Yo.
We'll be playing against Scotland and USA. I'm just not sure of the dates at the moment.
Yeah. No, don't worry. We'll get the dates. We'll put them out there. There's a lot happening on that front. And I was just thinking, though, Coach, on that level of Games Live, having the ability to showcase this to an entire audience out there that maybe would have never, ever followed the women's game in this guise, did it give extra pressure? Was it just more, let's celebrate the moment? We deserve it. We are the favorites.
Well, at some point, I think it was extra pressure because now the world is looking at you.
Yes.
And if you're used to being talkative or way too big with your socials, now everybody can see your strides.
Yes.
Now you are pressured to deliver, So the girls have done it. And again, at some point, it was just, let's celebrate.
Yeah.
We have live TV. So it's high time we showcase our skills. What is Lusanda capable of? What is Kolo capable of? So the world can see. Remember, when it's live TV, it's better off for you or the national coach to see what you can do between the 4 lines. So it was a matter of celebrating the moment and grabbing the opportunity because it never came when we were playing. We were just selected whenever the so-called scouts, the national scouts, were visiting the area. Where I played was the Eastern Cape, and it may happen once a year or twice where you just need to pull your A game. So nowadays, the Lusandas, the mamas who we call Standi Lendoyanto, the Romandis, they are able to build a profile. They are able to showcase their skills. So it's just a celebratory moment for them.
Because you never know. You talk about who's watching. You never know who's watching. You can be like, who's the Mpupa was the first South African, women rugby player to play in England.
And Babalala to play for Harlequins.
So it's a case of who's going to see me?
Yes.
How am I going to get a chance to come through? But you were talking about the socials as well, and I'm glad that Madam Bissett is here, Swaz is here, in charge of commercial and marketing. Bulls Daisies, good to see you, Swazi. Welcome.
Thank you, Rob, and hello to your listeners.
Proud moment. I know you were very busy on Saturday. You had no time to do anything except work, work, work. What's the culmination of all that you had to put through to see this into fruition?
You know, if anyone was watching that game, I'm sure the branding around was very evident that the Daisies have sponsors, and it would have not been possible without their support. You know, Blue Bulls Company started this project and needed everyone to come on board. And when Isuzu, SSG Holdings, Puma, PVM Nutritional Sciences, Intercape Bus, and just before our final, we had GP Consult, one of the leading recruitment firms, join us. And then we've also partnered with an Orthodox group, a sports management company that will be helping us in seeking more sponsorships for them. So it's more than just, you know, us trying to create a women's sport. We want to put, you know, value into this brand and also show that, you know, companies can get value in return. We're also investing in the futures of these ladies. Anati is interested in makeup. It's not only, she's not only a rugby player, but she has other interests. And some of our ladies, Rochelle, she is a former professional sports, what you call it? Car racer.
Car racing.
A car racer. So
And a weightlifter.
Yeah.
and a weightlifter. So
Professional.
This muscle.
So it's more than just a team of girls. You know, there's the human side of them.
Yeah.
And they've all been through a lot of challenges. Being professional now, where you get to wake up, eat and sleep rugby and make it your career. You can actually get paid for it and not have to have a 9 to 5 and then at 7 p.m. you're driving to training. They can be on the field from 8 a.m. Until 4 p.m. and it's work. They get to do that. It's very few people who can do that right now, and we're hoping a lot more other rugby unions will follow suit because it will also strengthen our national team. So if people are doing this on a regular, I don't see us, or I don't see anything stopping us from getting stronger and stronger.
Was it a struggle, though, to get all of those commercial entities to buy into the project, to buy into your vision, to realize where this is going? Because it's quite a few. Not even some of the men's franchises have the number of sponsors that you've just mentioned now. How much of a sell was it?
You know, it was a bit of a shock to the system because you would think, you know, it's the year of women's sports, so everyone would be opening their doors very easily. But I think we also need to look at, you know, the current economic factors. Maybe also media needs to add more interest, like can they cover more of the women's sports so people can see that, oh, actually it's not just a handful of people participating in a few sporting codes. So I wouldn't say it was easy. I mean, I would say our commercial manager, you know, they open it up to all the current sponsors in the portfolio of BBCO. So yeah, as it stands, the Daisies have space. Someone can take the naming rights.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it has been bad. I mean, to have a handful of sponsors is great. It shows that there are people willing to you know, assist in these women's careers, and just, I guess, how can I put it? There's more to sports than just focusing on men's. And we're not saying we want to compete with the men's. We're just women playing a sport too, and in their own level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we all know the history, and that's why it becomes so important that it's a franchise in Pretoria and not in the Eastern Cape that is taking the lead as far as professionalization of the game is concerned. And kudos to that. You've been able to win some of the best talent that's come through from there. I mean, I was just saying, Anati, early on about your contribution, and you were asking yourself as to why you're in a leadership position, because you never thought that would be the case.
Yeah.
But my answer to that is what you put in. Was I think you're probably the only player, coach, you'll correct me if I'm wrong, who's played every game. You know, this season, 867 minutes you've clocked. You know, so let's give it.
Yes.
That's no mean
That's
feat.
massive.
You know, I'm talking about consistency. You know, we clap here just in terms of admiration of what you've done, but also as a motivation to yourself as well. What does that say to you? And maybe what subconsciously you don't even realize you've done?
What does that say to me?
Yeah.
That means that I'm growing as a person. I've realized that I'm growing as a person. And noguti like bending as bana okay, anati awunayo lento ne. But yeah, and bana. You know what? If ever coach bayabona ne, that means there's something. You know? So yeah, I always doubt myself. But then after the whole leadership situation and the whole captaincy, I always told myself, nah, man, honey, you got this.
You can do this.
Yeah, you got this.
I get the sense again, Coach, that at times she probably waters down her importance or the role. And you understand. I mean, there are different characters that you have in a team. And that is part of the role that brought you here, is to say, how do you tell these ladies that we are professionalizing the game? We're not saying take this lump sum of money, go to every shopping mall, spend your time there, but know that we are buying your time to focus on a game that is a job. Tell me about that aspect, because it can't be easy to navigate that.
I think they can tell us more about that, because the first 3 months have been hectic. Because, you know, most of them have been paid for the first time in their lives.
Wow.
By Rob.
First time.
First time in their lives, besides just getting match fees of 500 rands before coming to the Bulls Daisies. Or even besides getting the SASA grant.
Hey, man. At such a young age.
At such a young age. So you would see them at each and every street in Hatfield. You'll see them in each and every mall, because it was their time. You know, they didn't understand. They were so excited. You know, the things they dreamt of, you know, they were becoming a reality. But then that space at that point, it was a crucial space to be in, because they were caught between salary and being professional. So we allowed them the space, because we knew that everything would die down. Because Uanati can tell you that at times I would grab each and every girl and just remind them of the journey and why we're here and what kind of Daisy do we want to portray in the public. So I think I've covered mostly 25 girls in this season. Like, just a reminder. Go and spend, but remember
why you're here.
Why you're here. And remember, financially, you need to cater for the future as well. I know it's about you, but at this point, you need to set goals financially as well, because we know most of the people have been millionaires and everything just vanished in an instant. So it was educational more than anything. But I'm glad, or I'm happy, or I'm so excited now that I think they understand it better.
They listen.
They listen and they apply and they lead themselves.
Talk about leading themselves. That's what I got when I had seen the other year, Lusanda's story, the sports star winning. You know, yeah, you win a car, VW Polo, yes, I win a car. And you're like, okay, what about my 85-year-old grandmother?
Yes.
You know, what about my 52-year-old auntie because abazali bashonile? What about them? So I'm going to cruise around in the VW Polo, and yet they don't have a place. Find out after the break that decision and how that was life-changing, because I think we should never ever take these journeys as lightly as maybe sometimes we are guilty of.
Marawa Sports Worldwide Live. On 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live. #MSW.
Get a car quote from the King of Insurance and save. Because with King Price, cash is king. And who doesn't want to save on their insurance?
SMS King to 31939 for a commitment-free car quote and join our royal family. King Price is a licensed insurer and authorized FSP. T's and C's and standard SMS rates apply.
Food Lovers Market brings you massive savings on everything you need. Buy a 7 kg potato pocket for just $59.99. Get 3 250-gram strawberry punnets for only R50. Save on extra lean beef mince at $89.99 per kilo. And enjoy delicious beef oxtail at just $79.99 per kilo. Valid until this Sunday at all inland Food Lovers Market stores. The best in fresh, guaranteed.
Before you sell your car, be really sure. Before they break your heart, be really sure. Before you take a deal and find out why it's called a steal. Before you sell your car, be really sure. Make sure you get the best deal when selling your car. Go to willy.co.za, SA's most trusted place to get a second offer.
It's Win Big season with Cell C. Stand a chance to win cash, groceries, power solutions, lifestyle vouchers, data, or minutes when you sign up or upgrade on the all-new Cell C Elevate contract plans or top up on any Cell C plan. Call 084 145, go online or in-store. Valid while stocks last. T's and C's apply. Cell C. Change your world.
Hollywood Bets is giving you an opportunity to win one of 5 luxury trips to Bali. Bet 10 Rand or more on JetX for a chance to win an incredible trip or a share of 150,000 Rand. Hollywood Bets. Why fly when you can jet off? T's and C's apply. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. Hollywood Bet supports responsible gambling. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counselling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
Yeah, you woke up late vandaag, nee?
Snooze buttons.
Now the only seat left in the taxi is at the front in the middle.
ASAD.
It's gonna be Buma 50 front row, 100 back seat.
A whole clip at 6 a.m.
Just as you try remember school stuff.
Pythagoras, parabolas.
The guy in the front moves over to the middle seat.
Danko, mafikizolo.
It's a small pleasure, like getting a King value meal.
No sums needed.
From a very small $39.90.
Only at Mega King.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
The biggest win was from Maritzburg United. Maritzburg United winning out of Maritzburg. Pokakatot sinawo mfowethu qina lapho. Wonderful news for us supporters of Maritzburg, and we won Maritzburg back at Herikwala. Thank you.
Hey, what's going on, man? You know, the battle for Herikwala Stadium, you know, I don't know, it's something that is ridiculous, actually.
The Royal AM, they don't want Maritzburg United to use the facility at Herikwala. I know Maritzburg fans, they will fully support the team and push the team to get into a situation where we can be promoted.
Hashtag MSW.
Hashtag MSW.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa, and good evening to your guests. Studio, Ukuluma Nasbongalena Kamkwan. Mr. Marawa, after the season that they have, Ama Bulls, I think they deserve all what they have achieved. And I want to congratulate our coach, Mandisa Williams, for the great job she has done at Blue Bulls. And then I also want to congratulate all the players and all who contributed to their success. I wish them all the best in future, Mr. Marawa. Thank you.
Spoil lady, you've just made her day, man. You've just made her day. Thank you so much indeed. And we all celebrate. I'm looking at both Twitter, but also on the YouTube channel. Who's this? Umondli Klaba was saying, the women in this country, they make us very proud. We need more sponsors and television broadcasts and podcasts of these games. It says, so big up though, girls. We are behind you. From Umondli Mnambiti. Ulerato Sarane says, you know what? Yeah, the girls been taken for financial counseling. We don't want a Jabupula situation here. Oh, my God. Mentioning names, my God. Wow. Yeah. But I suppose
we learn out of those.
It's the practicality. It's not something that he's hidden himself. He's spoken about it publicly. And I'm glad, Mandisa is twinning up here because she's a broadcaster as well, commentator. She was fixing Swazi's mic just a short while ago. So I really, really appreciate that. So I said, in the post-match dinner that was held, I have never, from a very long time back, heard the kind of singing from the heart that was out there. The kind of visuals I'm sure the ladies would have taken, and I hope they've been sharing those on social media because, my goodness. Yeah, I want to know who's the leader, who's the singer. Who You do it all. You do it all. Sure. I was saying before the break, it was quite a decision to take. Anybody else would have said, yeah, bring the car. I'm good. But that decision to say, you know what, guys, thank you. I've won. But can you please make a plan for a house? Talk me through that, and how did you come to that decision?
Okay, firstly, I don't want to lie. It was never an easy one to make.
Yeah.
Because I was very excited for the car. But yeah, thanks to advice that I got from people like Andesium Churches, which is my personal manager now. Mm-hmm. So it was a very difficult one to take, but I sat down, man, and I thought about it. Because what's the point of me busy driving the car upside down while my family is in a shack and I'm in a danger of being robbed or even more than that.
Yeah. Accident, whatever.
So I had to sit down and think about it. Not that I didn't need a car, but I thought at that moment, Indlu was the best one to have at Galakasha. Because ever since I came here, and I still feel like I was the only person that can change that in my family because they are still students, they are still struggling to find it. So since I had the power to do that, I had to sit down and think about it.
And it happened though, because I believe that the human settlements in the Eastern Cape decided they'll put on the table 165,000.
Yes, and cheaper.
Cheaper, put 350,000.
About 300K, sorry. Yeah, it happened because of them. I mean, someone jumped in when Abone's story, Abone the post and everything because it was trending on social media. So, Bavelana Nam, and then they jumped in, but you can still keep a car. And then we're going to give you...
So you kept the car and the...
It's a story for another day.
But have they delivered though? Has the money been paid?
The money of the house has been paid, but it's still the process of transferring the house. But so sad, I haven't got the car, but hopefully I will still get it in the future.
Okay, if you're struggling to get the car, please let us know.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
They've been promising the car
for how long?
For months.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
not on?
More than a year, actually.
It's not on. It's not on. If you make a promise, and again, we stand up for, it doesn't matter who you are. You can be in politics, you can be a leader. When you make a promise, let's not just use a platform and an audience to say, yeah, we're going to do this and do this, we're going to build a statue, we're going to do the... No, if the prize is a car and you say she can keep the car, bring the car. Otherwise, we're going to have to go after you. The room dividers, yeah? Yeah. Hey, Tando Banana. Back in the days of the room dividers, a story like this, we would not have left just. We would have had to follow on it because it's a crucial thing. As the big boss of the Bulls Daisies, firstly, welcome to the show. Congratulations. Yeah. What a milestone.
Yeah, thank you, Rob. I think from my side, I mean, Mandisa spoke about, leaving a comfort zone and coming up north. For me, it was particularly the same. I mean, being CEO of a, provincial union, being a chairman of all the CEOs in the country. And, just because you get to understand, what the CEO of the Bulls is trying to do, and shares his vision, and sort of looks at me in the eye on our trip in the US and says, listen, we'd want you to come over. I mean, at that stage, it's not something easy to do, but I think I always say, my personality is, I don't want to take over anything. Doesn't matter where I am. I just want to be part. And I just saw that as an opportunity to just add on top of my, checklist in terms of me being an administrator. Remember, everyone that I've worked with in the past 6-7 years, we have always been administrators. And I think for me, when I ticked the box to become a chairman of Sareo, I always felt that there's something that was needed to be done, and I wanted to leave a legacy, and that's what I'm doing. I want to leave a legacy, but a well-thought legacy. And the legacy is, once people speak of being the first professional, I put my name there, because for the first 6 months, people didn't know what I'm doing. I mean, I even took a trip to the UK to just make sure that whatever is going to be executed from Jan 2023 is going to come to fruition. So on the 26th, of August at 10 to 5, it all came down, to what I actually planned all along. So I'm quite grateful for me trusting the process, and also just sticking to it. I'm also grateful that, the Blue Bulls, were able to listen and appreciate the views and the vision and the mission that I had, and to make these girls what they are today. I mean, many people would say I took the whole Eastern Cape. No, I never. What I did, like any person in a very competitive era, if you know that you're at work and you're competitive, because I understand everybody loves a winner. Had I failed, Robert, with the amount of budget that I had for both players and everything. I mean, we're staying at the HPC. Had I not brought that silverware, I would have been a failure today. So I don't want to be celebrated, but what I want is, with an opportunity that you get, you've got to take it with both hands. I mean, I understood that I'm going to have different cultures. I understand that I'm coming up north. I understand women in this part of the country are only seen to be doing other things than playing sport. Or becoming professional sports people. So everything, my back was against a wall, where I just left a comfortable position of where I sat week in, week out with top men that run South African rugby. And I left it because I've been, on that road. I've been on that journey where I've been on the opposite side, where I've questioned what you just spoke about. And we found answers, and we found a South Africa a South African Springbok team that we all support. Couple of years it was difficult to support, but we stuck to our guns. So for me, it's very important. I think we don't want to take over. We want to take part, and we call upon all the other unions to professionalize women's sport, women's rugby. We're seeing what cricket is doing. There's still cries from even the South African soccer team. And there should not be any cries if you look at the amount of commercial entities in this country. If they can adopt any federation, any union. I mean, there's just so much talent. We're going on, and for me, the ceiling is just too high to reach now for women's rugby. So therefore, there's ample opportunity. I mean, someone like Lusanda, everything that she has is all about rugby. She travels the world. It's about rugby. She meets people. It's about rugby. 2025 is her goal because there's a World Cup in England. So for me, Rob, never easy. Later on, I managed to get Swazi from football fraternity. She's a football person. I had to teach her rugby at the same time. I have to concentrate on my work. But, I mean, those are challenges. Anywhere you get challenges. I mean, Umandi...
that's a beautiful story. And the fact that you managed to get Mandy, the first thing I asked her, said, you said you're not going to be in the seat.
Yeah.
And she is. Love the commentary.
Yes.
I don't know if you've taken her permanently away from that. But all I know is that we need her voice.
Yes.
In terms of commentary. But we also need her presence in terms of the guidance.
The funny thing, Rob, without coming in there, I phoned Mandisa looking for a coach from Mandisa. Mandisa was never my coach. So I asked her, listen, I need 2 names.
Yeah.
my coaching is going to be, I'm going to have 2 coaches because I want coaches to coach. You know, you're not going to have 5 coaches in my team where one is sitting behind the poles and one is on the phone and the other 2 are doing the work. Every time if they're coaching, they're coaching. When they're off the field, then they're dealing with any other issues. I don't care. So she gave me this person. I spoke to this lady. Yes, I was never convinced from that first second I chatted to her. I went back and I got the other number, but I then asked myself a serious question. Is it worth me asking Umandisa all the time who's going to be the next person to coach or be part of the coaching staff of the Bulls Daisies? And then one morning I just phoned her. I said, listen, I think I found my coach. And that coach I'm speaking to is right now I'm speaking to you. So I would want you to join us as a coach. Remember, she's been an administrator at Border Rugby. She's looked after these girls. She's played the game. But one thing that always stuck to me is if someone has played the game, someone has an understanding, you know, what I want. She'll understand what I want. She'll understand what I want from her. But also remember the learnings is she's going to have enough support in terms of the coaching structure, in terms of the coaching personnel that the Bulls have. And I think she'll start learning there. So that's why I went for someone like Hayden Groupis, because he's an experience. He's been at the Bulls for 11 years. He's won trophies. He understands what winning is about. That's not Mandisa's problem. Mandisa's problem is for her to also make sure that she uplifts herself and becomes what I think, you know, she will be. And I'm saying today, and I'm saying on your platform, Mandisa in a couple of years' time will be coaching South African rugby women's team, because I took that decision to show her light when she did not see light in that instance. So remember, administration and coaching is not the same. It's 2 totally different things. If you ask me as a qualified coach, if I want to coach, I don't want to coach. I want to be an administrator because I think and I know I'm quite strong at it.
And she's done sports management in terms of studies, and you know, so it's the other way around. I mean, I love that. And you're right. The cameras will never lie. The photos will never lie. I mean, Mandis is here. She's wearing exactly the jerseys of the national team. So that is projecting into the future. So we take that. We receive. Swazi, quick brief. We all got 2 minutes here left to shut the show down. Maybe your final words about the experience, the journey, way forward.
Wow.
All in 15 seconds.
There's more to come. This is just the beginning for the Daisies as a team, for the technical team, as an entity, as a brand. There's really more to come. So people must stay tuned. And to the sponsors and companies out there, when we come knocking, can they just, open that door and just sit with us?
I love that. Let's leave it there because you got the support. He was just saying earlier on, Manana, that the support is there. Seeing Edgar, the CEO, he's there, he's present. He was
Always.
there in the midst of, whatever's going on around him, he's there. Mandisa, just from your side, again, very quick shop and, you've got an earpiece there, they're giving a countdown.
Okay, just from the words of our leader, may his soul rest in peace, Ukawunda Ndunja, Kupaga, Kukosa commentary, city, the last 2019 World Cup, Mao Magazole, Fumana la try yabo yokugqibela city, that was giving hope to the hopeless. Global's company, Uthando Manana, is that beacon of hope. Unikezile ithemba apho ungekho themba khona.
And that you want to don that jersey for the first time, the Springboks. I know you're going to do it soon.
Oh, honey, yes.
That's all I needed from you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Lusanda,
from your side, are you happy going to camp? Don't get injured. We want to see you at the World Cup as well. You're a beacon of hope, as everybody has said. Manana, keep pushing. Whatever it is that you're pushing, keep that room divider mentality going. Don't change, don't relent, don't turn back.
Is this the last time I come to your show?
I'm gonna close the taps now. I'm gonna close the taps.
I've just asked. It requires a short one from you too.
I'm gonna close the taps now. I'm gonna close the taps now. Close the taps. Taps are closed.
Marawa Sports Worldwide Live. On 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live. #MSW.